What happens when the most breathtaking view in the world is the one you've been too afraid to look at? In The View from Lake Como, the luminous and emotionally rich novel from best-selling author Adriana Trigiani, you are transported to the sun-dappled shores of Italy's most famous lake, where family secrets run as deep as the water, and love is a legacy that refuses to be forgotten. This isn't just a story about travel or romance. It's a multi-generational saga of resilience, artistry, and the enduring power of home. If you love immersive settings, complex female characters, and narratives that weave past and present into a tapestry of hope, this audiobook will feel like a long, soulful conversation with an old friend. The story centers on Pia Caruso, a talented but guarded ceramic artist who has spent her life in the shadow of her family's storied villa on Lake Como. For decades, Pia has defined herself by duty, caring for her aging father and preserving the family estate, while suppressing her own dreams of artistic recognition beyond the lake. But when a mysterious American researcher arrives to document the region's artisanal history, Pia is forced to confront the ghosts of her mother's past and the choices that have kept her anchored to a life she never fully chose. As she guides the researcher through the hidden corners of her world, Pia begins to see her home and herself through new eyes, unlocking passions and truths that have been buried beneath layers of obligation and grief. Adriana Trigiani writes with a warmth and sensory richness that makes Lake Como feel like a character in its own right. The prose is lush with detail, the scent of lemon groves, the echo of church bells across the water, the texture of hand-painted glaze under fingertips. You can taste the espresso, feel the cool stone of ancient villas, and hear the cadence of Italian phrases woven seamlessly into the dialogue. The pacing is deliberate and reflective, mirroring the slow reveal of family history and Pia's internal awakening. There is no rush to resolution. Instead, the narrative savors each moment of discovery, allowing the emotional weight of the past to settle before the future can take shape. The audiobook format brings an extraordinary intimacy to Trigiani's storytelling. The narrator's performance is tender and nuanced, capturing Pia's quiet strength and growing vulnerability with authenticity. You can hear the hesitation in her voice when she speaks of her mother, and the gradual lightness as she reclaims her own desires. The production quality enhances the atmospheric immersion, with subtle ambient sounds of lapping water and distant music that transport you directly to the lakeside. It feels less like listening to a book and more like being welcomed into Pia's home, sharing her memories over a glass of wine as the sun sets over the mountains. The View from Lake Como explores themes of inheritance, self-worth, and the courage required to honor both tradition and individuality. Pia's journey is not about escaping her roots, but about integrating them into a fuller version of herself. Her relationship with the American researcher serves as a catalyst, not a savior. He asks questions that force her to articulate what she has long silenced. Meanwhile, flashbacks to her mother's youth reveal parallel struggles of ambition and sacrifice, creating a poignant dialogue between generations. The romance is gentle and earned, rooted in mutual respect rather than grand gestures, reflecting the mature understanding that love grows best in fertile soil. The supporting cast adds depth and texture to the narrative, particularly the elderly artisans and neighbors who embody the living memory of the lake. Their stories enrich Pia's journey, reminding her that she is part of a larger continuum of creators and caretakers. The plot unfolds through revelations rather than crises, with each uncovered layer or forgotten photograph serving as a key to emotional liberation. The climax is quietly powerful, a moment of artistic and personal affirmation that honors both Pia's heritage and her autonomy. It is a resolution that feels inevitable and deeply satisfying, leaving listeners with a sense of peace and possibility. For fans of authors like Frances Mays, Elena Ferrante, or other works by Adriana Trigiani, The View from Lake Como is a standout addition to contemporary women's fiction. It proves that stories about place and lineage can be both escapist and profoundly relevant, offering solace while reflecting on universal truths about belonging and becoming. Trigiani's writing is polished and heartfelt, showcasing her mastery of setting as emotional landscape. Whether you're seeking a literary escape or a mirror for your own journey of self-discovery, The View from Lake Como delivers a message of quiet empowerment. It's a reminder that sometimes the clearest vision comes not from looking outward, but from finally seeing inward. Don't miss this audiobook that proves beauty, like truth, is worth the climb.